ever felt like you should think about your retirement plan, but the moment you try, it feels so overwhelming? Research shows that more than one third of employees avoid health plans and retirement preparation, not because they don't care about it, but because they feel too overwhelmed. My name is Rita Oliver. I am the CEO and president of Strategies, Options, and Solutions. I help to train corporate and governmental professionals on retirement planning strategies such as income planning, preparation, wealth building, eliminating debt so that they can retire with confidence. We have a custom tailored program for your corporation, your governmental agency based on your benefits to help your employees, as I said, retire with confidence. We have a strategic hands on, high touch approach with our live or virtual workshops. And also, we can do one on one strategic coaching for your employees as needed. This is to help them to prepare for retirement today, not wait until tomorrow. And what we believe is that if we can educate and empower them today, they can retire tomorrow with a secure financial future. So let's talk about this. Today's podcast is the retirement blind spot, why employees are tuning out financial planning. That is a huge topic there, why they're tuning it out. And as I said at the opening of this, it's because they're feeling overwhelmed. There's a lot that goes into retirement planning. I've always said on a lot of my reels on Instagram and Facebook, retirement is a major life planning event. It is not a fast process. It's not that much, it's not too simple, but it can be made simple because we here at SOS help you to simplify the complex with retirement planning. It's just that doing it early makes it much more easier. Whereas if you wait to the end, that's when all the complexities come into because that big factor, time, things I must execute, is running out. So that's why doing it early. But what we're going to talk about today is to help employees and help HR managers to help their employees from stop being so overwhelmed about retirement. Well, the first thing is let's understand the overwhelm. The psychological barriers that employees are feeling. There is the fear of financial security. Wow. Fear of financial insecurity, excuse me. Fear of financial insecurity. So they are working every day. They've got so many decisions to make when it comes to their finances. And they have to make those decisions at work. They have to make a decision about health insurance. They have to make a decision about life insurance. They got to make a decision about their 401k. How much money should I have taken out? So it's not that they are avoiding thinking about the benefits entirely, not because they don't care. As I said, it's they feel too overwhelmed to engage. They don't want to ask the question because there are so many questions to ask and they may not get the help that they need because HR can provide them information, they can't give them recommendations. Remember that. Their HR department can give them information, but they can't really give them recommendations on finances. Now, of course, the plan administrators like Fidelity or whomever can give them investment advice. But the first and foremost thing where we come in as SOS is we know there's a fundamental issue with their financial management, cash flow management, and monthly expenses. That's where there's a problem with the financial insecurity. We've got to address those foundational things. And that is what those employees are feeling, is that their financial foundation is not really stable. It's not stable month to month, and they're getting two paychecks a month. How is it going to be stable in retirement when they know that today 99% of corporations have a 401k as their only and main source of retirement income for the future? Granted, they'll have a supplement with Social Security, but if they're having problems making it today, month to month, how will they do it in retirement? That's that financial insecurity. So that psychologically has them in a whirlwind. That's why a lot of people, when there's a thing that you're fearful about, you just put it on the back burner. You put it out of your mind, you walk away from it, and you feel that it's over, or I can just get it out of the way for now. Was something I learned a long time ago about fear when I was facing a major thing in my life, medical, over 30 years ago. And the doctor told me, he said, I had to have this major surgery, and I said I'm not going to do it. And the doctor said, you know, what I'm hearing in your voice is fear and that you don't have enough information. He said, so let's move your appointment back and let's get you some information so you can read and understand the importance of this surgery, how we're going to do the surgery, and why you must do it now. And that's what he did. He sent me the information. When I read the information, we met, I could talk on the same level with him. I had specific questions. That is the same thing here with employees and their professionals and their finances. Is that there are specific questions, detailed questions they have to ask, or in some cases they don't know what to ask. But they need some clear and actionable guidance. They need some clear and actionable guidance to move to the next step, to get comfortable, to take the overwhelm out, to break it down and get it to a manageable level of information. The other thing is the terminology, the jargon. So, do they really understand everything? Do they understand about their health benefits? Do they understand about investment strategy, portfolio allocation? Do they understand when they say, okay, your 401k, you can do a rollover. You got a Roth IRA. You got a 401k IRA. Do they understand all that? It's so much, so much. So they need education to simplify it down and to get it, as I said, they need clarity, need clear, actionable guidance. And then also today, people think that retirement is so far off that there's nothing to address now. It is so far away. It's just out of here. I don't need to address it now. I can do it. I'm only in my 30s. I'm in my 40s. I got 20, 30 years to do it. If you are following me, and I encourage you to follow me here on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel, is that I've done a video, and go back on my channel and look at it. You need to start planning yesterday. Yesterday. Yes, 30s you do have some time, 40s you got some time, but it doesn't mean you wait 20 years to start doing anything. You got to do something about it now. It's taking advantage of the time now to build the retirement assets and value that you need and money that you need in the future. Remember I said about time, things I must execute. So you must execute now, okay? So the other thing too, there are other issues that make retirement planning hard. So plans can be confusing and plans can be inaccessible because in America today, there's really no requirement for an employer to give you a retirement plan. That is why it's called a benefit. So there are so many different plans out there that are created by plan administrators, and employers are looking at those plans, and depending on what's presented to them and what's the cost of the plan to them, they select it. And those plans could have some complicated things in there. And therefore, as employees, they don't understand it. So therefore, I'll deal with it mindset comes up, and that impacts their financial stability. So that's where the education comes in from our coaching firm and our training firm to help you to clarify and get that guidance. We can read that and look at that and break it down, as I say, simplify the complex for you. And then, of course, there's lack of pro education in the workplaces, which is where we come in. So basically, today, everybody is really on their own. You come in, you get hired, you do all the paperwork, you sign up for the 401k. They have an administrator, Fidelity, Morgan Stanley, whomever. You get in, you started contributing, you're getting a matching. You may look at some stuff in the booklet and select some investments, and you go, because your focus is to get started working. Understanding what your position is, what you have to execute, your part of the process and the big vision of the outcomes for your corporation or your small business or your company. That's what you're focused on. So that's why you say retirement will come later. I can think about this later. I got to get in here and get to working. So then, because I need to work to get a paycheck. So that's where your priorities are. But I'm here to tell you, you've got to have, though, your priority has got to be on your future as well. You're doing your job is important because that's how you are compensated, but you need to know about your retirement benefits as well. Those are very important, and having a understanding how much you're putting in, contributing to your retirement, where it's going in to grow for your retirement, and then how to manage that, how you need to look at it every year, how you need to maybe rebalance your portfolio, and then to grow, to continue to grow it. So that's the other part of that. So we've talked about, it being overwhelming, why employees are not, are somewhat fearful of it. They're overwhelmed, lack of clear guidance, lack of training on it. So here's some small actionable steps that employees can take now. And basically, it comes down to education. It's really the employees voicing to their employer that they need some help in understanding how to implement or how to create their retirement plan from scratch. How to take what they're providing them in benefits and marry that up with external benefits. Because you have internal benefits there at your company, and you have external benefits like Social Security and Medicare that will play into your whole entire retirement plan. So it's employees speaking up to their employers saying, we need help. We need some education. We need somebody to help us to really break this down so that it is understandable at my level, to give me clarity, give me focus. And then it's the employers. It's the employers then actually hearing that and acting on it to make it better for their employees. Because here's what happens. When they do that for their employees, then you've got you've got improved productivity. You've got employees that are focused on their daily activities, on their projects to make it profitable for the company, productive for the company, and therefore it's a win-win situation for all. So, retirement planning is a form of self-care. It's about creating options, freedom for peace of mind. Yeah, I'm going to repeat that again. I like that. Retirement planning is self-care. It's about creating options, freedom, and peace of mind. And so, if you're an employee listening to me today, or an employer, HR manager, I encourage you to take a step today and look at your retirement plan. Also, survey your employees about the retirement plan and ask them what is it about your retirement benefits, that is, all of the benefits. What is it they don't understand? What are their needs when it comes to retirement planning, personal financial management? Employee wellness is a huge, huge factor. And companies have huge employee wellness programs now. So this is something that goes hand in hand with employee wellness, and financial wellness is a huge part of that, because employees that are financially secure are much better, as I said, with productivity and contributing to the goals and outcomes of the corporation. And so, if you think about it, I want you guys, based on what I've talked about today, take some time out and write down, what are your biggest financial planning challenges that you need to overcome personally? What do you need to overcome when it comes to your finances? And that's everything, because all that you do, as I talked about earlier, the foundational things. Yes, contributing to the retirement, the investment selection is important. But if you don't have the money and you've got a whole lot of debt, you're not going to be able to do the latter. So that's why that financial foundation I've talked about is so important. That's where we come in and we help you to get that foundation solid with our our training program. And then we take you to the next step. Then we can get and maximize the retirement benefits, the internal and the external benefits. So, basically what I'm saying is that it's a two-prong approach by the employee or professionals, and also by the employer. The employer has to look inside too on the benefits. Have we communicated? Have we just been passing out paper and people been signing up? Or do people really understand the benefits? And you can understand the benefits, but here's the key I found for myself as an employee. And I retired from the federal government 3 years ago. You gotta have a plan that puts it all together for how to get your money together. Because the key factors, as I've preached here for the last 6, 7 years, is two factors if and when you can't afford to retire. That's money and it's debt. That's basically it. So, as HR leaders, it's up to you to shape the future of your workforce, not just doing their careers, but how they transition into financial security beyond employment. And retirement readiness isn't just a personal concern, it's really a corporate responsibility. I know that a retirement plan is not a requirement, it's a benefit, but all corporations today are providing a 401k, providing some kind of compensation plan for those executive employees as well. But it's a corporate responsibility that impacts retention, impacts engagement, and long-term well-being for the entire corporation. That's your professionals, your executives, all the way to the C-suite. And so here at SOS Strategies, Options, and Solutions, I am a chartered retirement planning counselor. I'm a certified wealth management specialist and certified master coach. And I specialize in equipping organizations with structured retirement planning training programs that empower the employees to navigate their financial future with confidence. So I would love to work together with you to integrate retirement education seamlessly into your benefit strategy, creating financial wellness into your employee wellness program that's going to last. So I invite you to book a consultation today to explore how our program can strengthen your employee benefits, drive retention, and foster a culture of financial empowerment. It will be the best for your company. Absolutely. You will get more productive, more engaged employees contributing to the vision and the outcomes of the corporation and the company. So, book your consultation today to explore how we can strengthen your employee benefits, drive retention, and foster that culture of financial empowerment. So you can leave me a comment in this video, or you can follow me on LinkedIn and send me a direct message on LinkedIn, and we can get together to book your consultation and sit down to go over how we can help you to drive that culture of financial empowerment and seamlessly improve your employee wellness program. I'm Rita Oliver, the CEO and President of Strategies, Options, and Solutions. So great to talk with you today about workforce benefits, about retirement planning, about those hidden things that are happening with retirement planning that we don't know about that are there, and we have just overlooked them because we are so focused with the nose to the grind. But the retirement blind spot is there. The retirement blind spot, why employees are tuning out financial planning. So we want them not to be in the blind spot. We want them to fully see everything and take advantage of all of everything that is there, particularly when it comes to improving their financial foundation for today, making it every month easily and seamlessly, and also building their tomorrow for their future retirement to retire with confidence. Rita Oliver, CEO and President of Strategies, Options, and Solutions. Thank you so much today, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Have a great day.